Okay. So there was this story that I don't even see. When I have recall, but I don't know where it's from. I think that's safe to say that like I'm tapping into collective consciousness, right?
That's it.
Right, where all the data is, the no place space, the water vapors that carries information, like electrical systems in a computer, like a motherboard. So there was this story a long time ago where I don't see that where there's a clock maker, and one night before he left, he went through the whole entire shop and wound up all of the clocks in the whole entire shop. And then when he came in the next morning, they were all ticking in congruency. They were all lined up.
Wow.
Like left, right. They were all in sync. And our ticker, our frequency, what is established in our pulse, in our heartbeat. If you look at a heartbeat, that's our frequency. And what we do with that frequency establishes our vibrational frequency, whether we are a high vibrational being or a low vibrational being or a full spectrum being, one of them that are high and low vibrational beings. So right now on planet Earth, people are coming into a shared experience like they haven't ever done, because we're having all these astrological alignments that have been put in place that people are tracking back from, like, before the 1700s, and then they give up, because they don't want to go back no more. So we're feeling energies that haven't been recorded in thousands of years. Hundreds of years, thousands of years. But what happens is our soul is energy, and energy doesn't die. So our brain might not remember what the energy was like the last time the planets lined up in the sky to make the potentials as they are now. Our spirit remembers. And that's what people are waking up to. Largely is the fact that they have a spirit and they're not just having this human experience and everything's woo-woo and everything's quantum. And as I see things unfold, these truths are being more and more revealed to me. And it's kind of tripping me out too. I'm gonna be honest about the whole thing, Everybody's having their awakening. I'm having my awakening about stuff, and it's freaking trippy, dude. Yeah. And I've been seeing trippy stuff my whole life. You just never get used to the marvels, the magic of the shared experience of collective consciousness. So clocks are lining up, for 100 years about, we've been being a part of things in America longer than that. There's always been a storyline of controller, dominator, and dominatee, and it should be an equal balance, and it's gotten out of hand. So we're seeing the karma. And I'm gonna be stuck on karma, talking about karma for a while, because me and Mom are revisiting a show that I used to watch years ago, back when I first got sober. Look so pretty, I love her so much, a pretty girl. Look how wonderful. Look at so pretty Luna. She's a tickle. Luna tickle. Oh, you wash your hair today, Ma. We got tomorrow. You got out of it today, but tomorrow, it's a definite. So, state police, man, shot during police shooting in Cub Oil Callater. Officers are okay. Well, gee, that's thank goodness. I'm in New Mexico, man. They're they're known for freaking don't get in trouble, because they'll just shoot and kill you. The police will in New Mexico. But if you get arrested, it's better to get out because then you'll be out in like 10 minutes. It's a weird place, man. There's so much corruption, but these cops are lining up too. Are you in the mood? You pressing this? She's over there trying to get her comfy spot. Okay, so I don't want that. I don't care about that. Things are lining up. I like to look at Windy, the app, and then take screenshots of weird anomalies. Like, here's a storm that's coming on the East Coast that's separated by a fine line. That's peculiar. Okay. So, bum of your hand. Okay, I had epiphany this morning right when I woke up. One of the first things I saw was this Exodus 20.11. For in the 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day, where thereof Lord be blessed the Sabbath day and halloweth. I don't know. It seemed like it made more sense. But my epiphany was this, is that for the 6 days, the heavens and earth were made in the sea. And then it occurred to me that that's when he put people all over he put people everywhere, because a place isn't real unless it's perceived. Like the split wave experiment. Like, does a bear crap? If a tree falls in the wood, does it make a noise? Well, if there's not anybody there to see it, does the tree really fall? What do you want? Why are you doing this now? You were just out. I'm not letting you out. You were just out. I ain't falling for your tricks. And so I was, because this kind of goes along with the teachings of Dolores Cannon and stuff, and things that she's because we are the creator, and we create things based on our heart frequency. You know, there's a lot of people that are opening their hearts more and more now. I'm one of them. You know, I had a pretty good day. I went out to see some folks. I like to go sometimes. I went to go Ricky's yesterday, get some food. I like the people. Food's consistent. I like the people. It's almost like Cheers, that TV show. Where you walk in and they're happy to see you. Yeah. And got to bless some people.
Oh, nice.
And that always feels good, you know. And had a handful of synchronicities to let me know that I'm on the right course of action. You know, if I stay in the right frequency, I'm gonna line up. You know, if it's thy will, not mine be done, I'm gonna line things up in a big way here. Or I'm not, if it's not supposed to be. I finally come to a place where I really, you know, it took me 35 years. When I was 15 and, you know, I was already going through all that teenage angst and stuff like that in 1989. That was back 16. That was back when, I remember coming out of the movie theater and we watched Terminator 2 and, you know, we're bombing, America's at war, you know. And then, because I was, get 'em, you know, America free. I bought into all of it too, and then the truth kept being revealed to me that people are having parades for nasty shit, and that we're the bully. And then I started getting these inklings, and then it became evident to me that, you know, that in order to take care of Mom, that I was gonna need to go to college and stuff like that. And I didn't want a bunch of student loans, so I went and enlisted. And then 9/11 happened and all that stuff, and I ended up experiencing firsthand what war is. And it's a lot more than what people think it is. This is on the island of Crete. You see all these little tires right there? All those, the whole row, that's probably, I don't know, 75, 100 freaking Humvees. I hate seeing Humvees on the road because it's a toy. Humvees are a toy. A toy that people that play with that like to play war. You know, as you're a little girl, you play cowboys and Indians, you play war, you play capture the flag, you play all these games. You know, and what it started to make me pay attention to is that everything is a game. I started to grow up and get older, and I don't like playing the games, and cause like there's a lot of freaking people out there that they'll establish all the rules, and I'm a rule follower to a certain extent if it's not more about control. And I know the difference. You know, if there's rules, regulations, policies, and procedures put in place for safety, you know, for people's own safety. But a lot of times it's to benefit a small group. And every time a small group benefits over a large group, it just tells me that group isn't, it's just about them. And it doesn't matter, you know, how much they say they're about everybody. It just doesn't pan out that way. Like all these false for profits, these, you know, as like these non-profits, I call them false for profits, you know, we're gonna open up, you know, we're gonna open up this shelter, and then they get the funding, and then they buy all the stuff, and it's like fun to play dress up and act like you care, and then they have to start letting the people in, they smell bad, and they don't want to follow all the dumb rules that they gotta follow, and, you know, and there are a lot of people are feral and they just don't got no manners or no sense. So people are, you know, come in and crap on the floor, do all this terrible stuff. And then the people there are like, oh my God, we don't want to save people anymore. It's not glamorous, you know. And then, but they buy themselves all this like overhead, you know. And so how many people are really being helped out there? And it just is so disgusting that so many people in America need help. That's what is just gross to me. So many young people, like 18, like they're on the street because they don't got no place to go, and nobody's, you know, they can't. What are they gonna do where they can afford $2,000 rent because all the landlords in America want you to pay, you know, for to have a roof over your head while you're paying for all of the high-end shit that they want to have in life because people don't live within their means. And so all these people played all these games, you know, and bombed people, and there's consequences to these actions. And now what's happening in America? America looks like a fucking war zone. It depends on what timeline you're on. I lost track. I don't care because it's not my experience to have. I just drop in and see other people's experiences, and there was like, I mean, we went from like six flying machines falling out of the sky to 15, and then like all these places are on fire. It's just like every time I see this, like America's a war zone. America's turning into a third world country. Because when you don't value life, when people just care more about their creature comforts, there ain't a whole lot of people left over to do the work. And when everybody's so busy hiring their friend because they want to get paid to hang out and have a good time, there's a lot of areas, there's a lot of deficits in America. Like America's fucked. Like 90% of what America gets is from other places when America should have been making its own shit the whole time. But it went along with Reagan economic and just like reindeer, you know, listen to this reindeer, listen to this made up bullshit. Yeah, this fucking asshole that doesn't give a shit about you, he's really into your, you know, what's best for you. I mean, you know, it's just terribly disingenuous what's happened to America. So it's gonna fall down. It's gonna implode. I'm not really concerned about the falling down of this nation. I'm more concerned and focused on the rebuilding. Those are the people I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that aren't worried to do a hard day's work several days in a row for a collective outcome to benefit everybody. Yeah, because this nation is, been built on genocide. 80 million ancestors were wiped out because boom diddy boom and weird shit, because people have weird perversions, basically. I mean, that's the only reason why people take out somebody's light, is because it's a weird, sick, twisted imbalance. It's demonic. Anything that causes harm at this point, it's a little demon inside them, and just says, and then they're using their free will not to resist. So they're going along. And I've said it for, 8 years. Like, when there's one, there's going to be like, 1,000. As soon as it's what collective consciousness is about, because there's no unique. And so everybody, it's like, have you noticed that? Like, when one thing happens, it's mimicked in different timelines. And I look at the earth as just like a huge radio. That's what I look at. And on the earth, it has the earth's grid, and it has its latitude and its longitude. And where we end up on the earth is based on our frequency. And our frequency draws and unveils a story. And I look at all the people that just live the same story. And that's all right. Everybody's story serves a purpose. There's those that just live in the loop. Do the same fucking thing year in, year out. Every holiday they do the same. They just go through it. It's not living like, people aren't living like a life of 60 years old. They're living 1 year for 60 years. You get me? Only thing that's different is, like, usually people, they have kids, and then you get hooked on their loops because you went to school and now you're grown up and now you have kids. Now you're in their loops. And then, so how many loops do we get? So if you get stuck in other people's loops, then you're not going to create your own part of heaven on earth. I'm so pleased to see so many people starting to realize, oh my God, sports are scripted. Sports are so big and predominant today because 30 years ago, people sat with their pappy, they felt love and camaraderie, and they're trying to mimic that. It's living in the past. That's all that stuff is, and people are fucking just stuck in their loops. They're just living in the past. They're just stuck on that time. There's activity, there's motion, but they're stuck in that time. So, more and more people are figuring out, too, that like attracts like.
Yeah, that's good.
Like attracts, it's common knowledge, like attracts like. It's magnetics. That's why I don't get a whole lot of traction, because there ain't a whole lot of people like me. There ain't a whole lot of people that when they're 12, 13 years old, society said that they were autistic. And then it's just nobody fucking cared. And I just had to go along in life and go through high school like I wasn't. And I had to go on through and figure out how to get through this and figure out how to get through that. Because every single situation I was ever involved in, I was always involved with people that didn't think like me. So I'd always have to conform, and I would have to conform and contort and make myself so much less of what I was to fit in with them, instead of them coming up to be where I am. And now there's a whole lot of people, man, they don't know how to figure stuff out. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. If you're not going to figure out in this life, that's okay, because energy never dies, and you'll get a opportunity to come back again. Keep on doing it till we get it right. Yeah? So, things are getting pretty trippy. But yeah, we started watching My Name is Earl again. So My Name is Earl started in 2005. 2005. My Name is Earl. That's what we've been watching for the last 3 days. And it's by Greg Garcia. It's one of them by Greg Garcia's. And he was born in Arlington, Virginia. He's an Aries, so we're in alignment. He's a Aries, I'm an Aries. He's a second decan Aries, I'm a second decan Aries, a decan Aries. And then he's was born in Virginia, Arlington House. I've been to Virginia Beach on the way back from Operation Iraqi bullshit. See how many people, I know that aren't a lot of people that have this shared experience with me, because there weren't a lot of people that were stationed on Operation Iraqi bullshit, And then one time I went rafting down the Grand Canyon. That was fun. Not a lot of people have done that. And even less of people were in Operation Iraqi bullshit and done it. And went to the bartender, and like been all the places I've been. And seen all the things that I've seen. Because when you're a high frequency person, you get around like that. When you're low vibrational, you just do the same thing, High frequency, you're all over the spectrum, man. You're here, you're there, you're there. It's all magnetics to what people are drawn to. So this dude, so for where he was born, 38. And I spent significant time on the 40th parallel. So that goes with my plus or minus 2 rule. So, it's a great show, It affirmed a lot of my own personal beliefs. It was on for, September 20th, 2005, and then the last episode was May 14th, 2009. I don't know, there's so many synchronicities in there too. It really just affirmed more of my beliefs is whatever kind of energy you put out, you get back. And America put out a lot of freaking ugly energy for freaking and now, not just the people that lived on the earth over there, but the earth itself, and just boom-diddy-boomed and causing harm in that way. Because, see, the way I look at it is like, the earth is its own ecosystem, and then we're on it, and then, like, all of us on it are independent. We have our own ecosystem, and then I look for the people that take care of their earth, and I keep looking, hello, do you take care of your earth? No, you're in the McDonald's drive-thru too much. You're not taking care of your earth. There's things that people do to let me know that they take care of their earth, and there's things that people do to let me know that they don't. So I am distinctively looking for those people that take care of their own ecosystem. And so, those are the people that I'm trying to build with. It's just so hard to fight, because where I live, they care more about the color of fucking chilies they stuff in their face. Ooh, is it red or is it green? Oh, fuck it. Just get Christmas. Get it both. It's bizarre. Hey, at least, keep it balanced. Everything's in moderation. I love freaking, I don't always eat what's best for me. I eat the best ingredients, I think. I don't always eat what's best for me. I was telling somebody today is because I learned to not deprive myself of things. Because if I deprive myself, that it does something to people when they feel it's just weird. So I don't want to do that thing that happens to people when they get deprived. So the only thing that I deprive myself from is alcohol. I will absolutely deprive myself of that. So anyway, just trying to find the clocks that line up like me, It's pretty interesting. Life is getting trippy. More and more people are starting to see that, you know. But the only your experience is just gonna be based on your perception, you know. So don't be too afraid about stuff that could happen, because when you're afraid, then you're gonna create that same vibrational frequency of fear. So that's how people actually create the thing that they're afraid of, because like attracts like. So if they're so fearful, so whenever I feel fearful about stuff, I get into action. I do things that I do have control over, and usually that manifests in some sort of act of service. So I wish more people knew that. I just see people that are so sad and they're so distraught, and they're just like at their wits' end, and I'm just like, whenever I felt like that, that's when I gotta get up and I gotta go do something for somebody else, because that's like energy in the karma bank. And if anything, it makes me just feel better. And that's a lot of times all I'm looking for is just kind of a reprieve from feeling bad about something. So it's important to stay in this present moment. It's the only place you can do the good orderly direction is in the present moment, because the future hasn't happened yet. In the past, there's no God. You can't find God in the past, because that it's already happened, and God ain't in the future because it ain't happened yet. So the best place to stay is in the present moment, where you are, where your hands are, and try not to get too caught up what you see on these things out there, because people are having their own experiences. That's how people grow. So anyway, I think that's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day. Peace. Benny, why?